In this video, this is just a quick thingy before. Please try and excuse the fact I keep blinking and the fact that my eye is red. That's because while biking I got an eye infection in it because I was stupid to not wear glasses. So I think I got a bit of mud in there or something and it's infected it. It's gone all horrible, so I have to put eye drops in. So please excuse the fact that it's red, and the reason I keep blinking, that's because it hurts. So I still managed to make a video though, so let's get into that part now rather than keep talking about this. In today's video we are going to be testing the Trek Remedy 8, doing an in-ride review and then a quick conclusion at the end. This is one of my first videos on a review because I've never done one before, so don't expect it to be perfect. This is going to be part of a mini-series. I'm going to be doing the Remedy 8, Yeti SB165, Mondraker Super Foxy Carbon R and the Mondraker E-Crafty. So it's that's why it's going to be part of a mini-series. But anyway, so the Trek Remedy 8 2018, this is also going to apply for 2019 and 2020 because they all share the same frame, they all share the same things like the same size travel, same size wheels, basically they all share the same stuff. The only difference is 19 onwards doesn't have a full floater and it's had a couple of geometry changes, but apart from that everything else is pretty much identical. So this review, even though it's for the 18er bike, will also apply for the 19 and 20 bike. So let's get straight into this video of the Trek Remedy 8 and go into the specs of it now. This bike comes equipped with a RockShox Deluxe RT3 rear shock at 150mm. It then also has a RockShox Lyric RC up front at 160mm with the solar air spring. It is a 12-speed SRAM GX Eagle, and yeah, as I've said, it's 12-speed, which is great for climbing. It comes with SRAM Guide R hydraulic disc brakes, which are good. They have good stopping power, although they're not quite as good as the next level up codes, which personally I prefer. It also comes with Bontragerline 780mm bars. It comes with Bontragerline Comp 30 wheels, tubeless ready. It has Boost 110 up the front, Boost 148 at the rear. It comes with a Bontrager drop line, 125mm. However, I do feel this isn't a very good dropper, as there is a little bit of play and movement in it. But again, we'll be discussing this later on in the video, or I should be. Also, please excuse if this video isn't the best review in the world. That is because these are my first ever review videos I'm making. So after I've done these 5 and I start making some more in the future, they should start to get better. Also, I do apologise for this video and the next few videos in advance. I did accidentally film some videos in linear as opposed to filming in super view like I should have done. So, as you can see, this is my bike, Trek Remedy 8 2018. So, it's an absolutely brilliant bike, and let's go into the drops. Oh. So, for those of you that don't know, this is a trail / enduro bike. It's kitted up with a 160mm RockShox Lyric RC up front and a what is it? It's super good at climbing, it's good at descending, so let's go. It's got 27.5 tyres, 2.4 inches width, and they have super good grip, really good on the trail, and yeah, so 780mm bars, although personally I'm not a fan of this actual handlebar because I find it scratches really easily, but apart from that it's alright, it does the job, so I'll be upgrading that soon. My bike is now 10 months old. I've had it since December, and so far only one thing has gone wrong with it, and that was that the bearings were dry. It's been absolutely fine. Great bike, coped with everything, climbs great. I've taken it to Cannock, Swinley, Nantyarian,
and of course Thetford hundreds of times, and have had absolutely no issues with it. It rides perfectly great, so overall I'm quite chuffed with it. Oh. And yeah, comes equipped with SRAM guide R brakes. Not the most powerful in the world, but they're not the worst. So personally I prefer SRAM to Shimano, but that's just personal preference. So as you guys can see, I am now climbing quite a steep hill, and it shows just how well the Remedy is doing for itself. So it's doing quite well. So I opted for the 18 model over the 19 because it had the full floater on the rear shock. Sorry if I'm puffing this because I'm so hot. And then also because I preferred the colour scheme. It was a grey and black rather than the pure black on the 2019, which personally I don't like. But anyway, let's go into the drop line. In redwoods, as you can see, and this time my camera is working, which is good. It wasn't working last week. Now the bike's making no noise, it's also a lot better, quieter. Oh. Oh, yes.
To conclude this video with my thoughts about the Trek Remedy 8, I think it's a very great bike, a very capable bike. It's super playful on the trails, and I do think maybe the forks at the front could do with being a bit stiffer, but I suppose you can adjust that to your own preferences, so I maybe do need to adjust mine. But yeah, it definitely rides well, it climbs well, because it's got 160mm travel, not something like 180. It climbs really well, up hills. I mean, I've taken it to Cannock and everything before, it rides super well. It also rides great on the downhills. I may have mentioned this in one of my videos before, but it has this thing called a minnow link, where you can switch your geometry to make your bottom bracket, it's a centimetre lower, and then your geometry is a degree slacker, but I personally prefer it the way it is at the minute, not lower and slacker. I personally prefer it higher up. But anyway, again, that's personal preference. But yes, this is a very good bike, very good value for the money. So it's £2,800 for the Remedy 8, that's the 2020. You can probably pick up the 2019 one now for around £2,200. I know that's how much mine cost when the 2019 one came out. And yeah, it's definitely worth the money, and it's a good bike, and you get a lot of good components on it for the money. The only thing I don't like about it is the dropper post. I don't think it's very good, it wobbles a lot, and also the seat on mine has got a few bits which go funny, so I'll be replacing that soon. However, that does not apply to the 19 and the 20 models because they have different seats altogether. And also, I'm not too fond on the bars because they do scratch really easily. As you'll see, I have many scratches on my bike, on the bars specifically. But apart from that, it's a great bike. I absolutely love it. I am glad that I went for that over other bikes I looked at. I looked at the Canyon, and yeah, I'm glad I went for it. Definitely worth the money. It's 10 months old now, yeah. I definitely recommend this bike if you're looking at it. It's definitely a great bike and you'll get a lot of use out of it and you'll enjoy it very much. So, thank you for watching. Make sure to stay tuned for my next video in this mini series, which will be on the Yeti SB165. So, I'll see you then.